I'm trying to get to you guys. Hold on, I think we're live, so. What a day, what a day. I got home a little while ago, took a shower. I have just been going. I had the doctor. They had to do a medical procedure that I didn't even know about because something came up in the office, and then I had to go down for additional testing for something, and they messed up the test time. It was supposed to be like an hour from when I was, and then when I went for that, they're like, oh gosh, the lady that scheduled upstairs scheduled it for the 17th of April or something. I'm like, are you kidding me? No. So they said, we'll squeeze you in. So I ended up waiting so long, and then I had to go from there, which was in New York, to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And then when I got to Wilkes-Barre, I had to load a car. Okay, I was like sweated beyond belief. And then I got something to eat. I had to get a couple of things at some stores, and then went that tremendous 2.5 hour drive home. And it's just been ridiculous. And the meeting I have with YouTube that I missed the other day, that's scheduled for 12 o'clock tomorrow. I have a 3 o'clock grief therapy appointment, and I have the trial. So I'm going to be monitoring the trial here, over here on a laptop, meeting with YouTube, and then going to therapy. I am just so freaking overwhelmed. It's not even funny. Okay, let's see now. So tomorrow, what are we going to expect? I can't even get, I'm just like totally out of it. What are we going to see in court tomorrow? We're going to see the end of that interview, which is, we already talked about it last night, but she's going to further escalate. She's going to put tissues down the front of her pants. She's going to complain of chest pains. It's going to end up with her being taken to the hospital. They're going to seize her T1. And then after she's released from the hospital, that is when Janine, who works with the daughter over at Massage Envy, picks her up. Okay, picks Leticia up, and that's when they've got Leticia's phone, so she's texting with Harley's phone, and she's texting Janine, is it okay if my mother comes? Yeah, it is, Julian. I didn't even get the results of what I'm waiting for, and ow, this hurts like crazy. So we'll see the end of that. And then after that, I don't know how much they don't, based on what we've already seen and about it being like, there can't be that much left of it. I would say probably 20, 30 minutes at the most, and that's the most. Hold on a minute. I just had to put something in my finger. I cut my finger at the store. Hold on a minute. I just want to put something on it. So I didn't take care of it. Hang on, I'll be right there. I'll be right there. I just want to put something on my finger. Ow. Okay, hang on. I'm coming back. Okay. All right, so let's see what else we can expect. What's going on tomorrow? A lot of people are hoping that Harley will testify. Don't know if that's going to be the case. We can hold on. Let's take a look at something. I really hate that they're not releasing the police cams so that we can watch them, you know, and put them up and watch them in real time, not off that silly screen. I have really not seen, you know, once something's admitted to evidence, usually they'll release it. And they're not releasing anything on this case. It's just crazy. Just trying to see what other, hold on, here we go. I'm just trying to look for stuff. Hold on 1 second. Shoot. And with Lori Vallow, I'm going to have to play catch up probably this weekend or something. It's just too much, and there's no way I can give myself the way I want to give myself to this trial by trying to cover two at the same time. There's going to be a sacrifice, and I'd rather go through the other one after. You can only just take so much. Okay. This is what I'm looking for. Hang on. Let me see here. I wonder when her mother is going to testify and her sister. Okay, hang on. That's his affidavit. We got that. Okay, so that, I thought we had more than that on. So I was just trying to look for, I'm so sorry, I thought there was more from Leticia. Of her posts in those groups. But I'm not, I think we've gone through all of those. Okay, and I just want to get to the, okay, so let's see. Somebody asked what we said, like why weren't they tracking Gannon? Like, what was the deal? Why weren't they tracking him? And I'm going to tell you some of what some people said, just to see if you can say. So somebody said 9 hours ago, maybe they watched my live, explain how law enforcement wasn't able to arrest her faster and let her escape to Florida to dump the body. Why wasn't Leticia under complete surveillance? Exactly what, I said, how could they drop the ball like this, right? How is it she was allowed to move from South Carolina she didn't go to South Carolina to Florida. She went Colorado to Florida to South Carolina. And then that van went up to Rhode Island. And so here's how some people explained it. Someone said, they had to submit and wait for warrants for every one of the 4 vehicles. They already had the trackers on them. So I'm just going to answer these people as if they're asking me questions. They already had the trackers on them. She swapped in the same amount of days. No, they had trackers on those vehicles. She was a slippery little twit, and once they had her phone, they couldn't listen in or track what she was planning. No, not true. They had the trackers on the vehicles. Unfortunately, when it's all said and done, she's caught, and Gannon was gone before anyone knew anything. Somebody said, I'm not sure. Is it feasible to tail someone 24/7? Maybe, especially in some communities. Yeah, they can trail somebody. Because there are laws that the police have to abide by during their investigations. We live in a country where the police can't just arrest someone and keep them. No, they're not arresting her. That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question. Then someone said, this question has crossed my mind. If they were on to Leticia, why wasn't she followed more? I would assume once Leticia left the state, she left the jurisdiction. Maybe she left so quickly. Timing interfered with warrants. I feel there's a lot more info we, the public, do not know regarding this case. Hopefully we'll get answers soon. Someone says, I agree. It sounds like quite a few times they dropped the ball. She apparently moved the body twice. I also find it infuriating that she was able to report an 11-year-old as a runaway, and the police were pretty casual about it first. Someone said that's a good idea. Why would they even consider him a runaway when he supposedly left home on foot with just the clothes on his back to play with a friend? Let's see. So these people don't have any answers here. Okay. Okay, and people want to know, when will Harley testify? So someone said, do you think the prosecution is waiting to use Harley as the final nail in the coffin, or will she be up in the next couple of days? Someone said, if she's the star witness, they may leave her for last. This is a case where the key is her state of mind. There's no doubt she did it, and she's even pleading guilty. Harley is the key in how she acted around the time of the crime and cover-up. Okay. I think her family had clues about it. I think they didn't want to, I'll ask you no questions, so you tell me no lies. Didn't want to deal with it, but I think the aunt making her get another van spoke volumes. Okay. I think the brother seeing her with that suitcase probably raised some suspicions, and that she was gone so long with that Ultima. And who knows what they saw when she got back with that Ultima, right? Did she move that into the van? When did she move that into the van? Which is interesting. When did she do that? Now let's see what's been going on with this Stauch home, okay? 6627 Mandan Drive. This was... They were selling that house as of July 24th, 2020. Weikert Realtors had the house, and it did sell in 2020 for, it looks like, let me see, here's their house. This house last sold, literally they put the video up on July 4th, it looked like July 8th, 2020. So no, it's sold. So I guess they rented the house. So interesting, right? The landlord wanted no part of it anymore. So this is the street that they lived on. And remember, I mean, look, it looks like the poltergeist neighbor, you know, I mean, there's just cookie cutter, you know, all houses, very, very big development. In Colorado, it's so funny. They have so much land, but they put the houses so close together and no trees. You know, there's hardly any trees. But remember when, now this house is exactly, or is that her house? Now see how you get mixed up? Is that my house, honey? No. Okay, let's say this is 6627. Now when she says they go in through the garage, there's not another separate door, so they have to open this garage door, right? To go in through the garage. But now keep in mind that that's there. Let's just go down here. And I think we found another house that looked, because they're different models. I think there's one, oops. There's one like theirs, but there was one like exactly like it. That's with the garage door on the wrong side. So she couldn't explain where she found this Aguardo, right? Because she said down by the new builds, she's looking around. Well, it was all a lie anyway, but she couldn't explain it. But that's their house. And let's see, there's no pictures there. Let's see. Died in house. What's that? Died in house. This home was built in 2018 with 8 total rooms. When this property was assessed in 2020, the assessment value stayed the same as the prior assessment at $21,740. The residential property was last sold July 8th, 2020 for $345,000. The home is 1 story tall. The property is located in Carriage Meadows South at Lors, that's Lorson Ranch subdivision. The entire market value of this property is $351,317. The land is valued at $69,200. Used dyed in-house to learn any stigmatized details and history about 6627. Mandan. So there's the downstairs, right, where she just saw the smoke coming up. And this now, I believe this is the family room in the basement where they, apparently, here's the stairs coming down, so this is the basement. It looks like they recarpeted, probably they just did the whole thing. And they didn't have a deck or anything in the back. So that's their update on the house. Now, let's talk about the true crime headlines, and then we can always go back to Vallow. Oh my gosh. I will tell you a little bit about Vallow, just a little bit. And you know what? They keep saying, like, oh, we got to hear this phone call. I remember this phone call. I remember this when they found, like, back in, when they found the kids. Maybe at the preliminary hearing or something. Okay, so Idaho prosecutors played for the court on Wednesday a jail phone call between Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, which took place the day that police officers searched his property for Lori Vallow's 2 missing children. I remember this call. During the call, Chad Daybell says, they're searching the property, so Mark Means will be talking to you. Mark Means was the defense attorney for Lori Vallow before he was removed. Lori says, oh, what? Oh, she says, okay, what, are they in the house? And she also asked whether the cops were seizing items, to which Chad says no. He says they're searching the property. Later on, he asks, Lori asks Chad, is there something he wants her to do? And he responds, pray. He then recommends that she calls her attorney. I love you so much, Lori says. Really big news in there. I already heard that call. I remember that call. Now, I guess in Murdoch, Lafitte, you know the guy from the Palmetto Bank? Well, get over there, Mr. Lafitte. What a name, Lafitte. Federal judge said that Alex Murdoch is manifestly not a credible witness in a new ruling denying a new trial for former banker Russell Lafitte, who was convicted last year of conspiring with Murdoch to misappropriate bank funds, parts of the dozens of financial fraud charges that Murdoch still faces. Lafitte has not been sentenced, and in March he made his second attempt at a new trial, this time based on Murdoch's confession to the financial crimes during his trial for the murders of his wife Maggie and son Paul. Russell Lafitte never conspired with me to do anything. Whatever was done by me, Murdoch said on the stand. This is stuff that I did. I did these things wrong. Russell Lafitte didn't do it. You keep talking about stuff I did with Russell Lafitte, but what I want to let you know is that I did this, and I'm the one that took the people's money that I shouldn't have taken, and that Russell Lafitte was not involved in helping me do that knowingly. If he did it without knowing it. Lafitte's attorney then quickly filed another appeal noting Murdaugh's testimony. And so the motion said on February 23rd, 2023, Mr. Murdoch explicitly stated for the first time in a sworn testimony that he did not participate in a conspiracy with Mr. Lafitte because Mr. Lafitte did not participate in the financial crimes. Mr. Murdoch took full responsibility for his actions and testified that Mr. Lafitte did nothing wrong and did not have any knowledge of Mr. Murdoch's criminal activity. The attorneys argued that Murdoch's testimony constitutes newly discovered evidence because it happened after the conclusion of Lafitte's trial. Judge Richard Mark Gergel didn't buy the arguments, saying, Murdoch is manifestly not a credible witness. Evidence offered during the defendant's trial established without question that Murdoch is a serial liar and fraudster who stole from his clients and his law partners. The judge wrote in his ruling released on Wednesday, he now stands convicted of the double homicide of his wife and son. It is difficult to imagine a less credible witness under these circumstances. He said, the overwhelming majority view that post-trial evidence of a witness who refused to testify at a defendant's trial is not newly discovered under federal rules. Murdoch presently offered testimony is newly available but not newly discovered. A jury took less than 3 hours last month to find Murdoch guilty of the murders of Paul and Maggie, and Judge Clifton Newman sent him to prison with 2 life sentences. Lafitte faces up to 30 years in prison for the federal charges and also faces an additional 21 counts in state court. So they're trying to use Alex to get out of this. Interesting. Now here's something pretty crazy. A suspicious school bus tried to pick up kids in Fairfax County, Virginia. So police said that a short white bus with a blue stripe pulled up to a bus stop in Reston at about 7:45 a.m. and attempted to pick up a student, but when a community member tried to question the driver, he shut the door and drove off. Witnesses described the driver as a white man with facial hair. A second incident took place 10 minutes later in Lorton. In that case, an unmarked yellow school bus with black stripes stopped and tried to pick up a group of elementary school students. A community member there, too, confronted the driver who drove away. Police later said that they had identified the driver who was there for a different pickup. No criminal activity was suspected. Police asked anyone with information to call them at 703-691-2131. That's mighty suspicious, huh? Okay, and then we've got this Walgreens thing. Hold on a second. The Walgreens shooting, a pregnant woman was shot. A lot happened when I was out. Just trying to catch up. Okay. The Metro Nashville Police Department is investigating a claim of self-defense by a Walgreens employee who shot a pregnant woman suspected of shoplifting on Wednesday, leaving her and her child in critical condition. Police report the shooting took place in a parking lot of East Nashville, 2500 Gallatin Avenue at around 8 p.m. The 34-year-old woman, identified as Travansha Ferguson, is 7 months pregnant. The investigation shows a 21-year-old team leader was notified by a store employee that 2 women were stealing items from the store, and the team leader told police he observed the woman placing items into a bag, so he began to record them with his phone and followed them out of the store. The women were placing the items into the trunk of a car when the team leader says one of them pulled out a can of mace and sprayed it at him. The employee said he was in fear and wasn't sure if they were armed, so he pulled out his handgun and opened fire. The woman fled the scene and the employee called 911. Ferguson was dropped off at the hospital with multiple gunshot wounds and had an emergency C-section performed. Although the child was not injured, the child is in critical but stable condition. Ferguson is also listed as critical but stable condition. That's crazy. Okay, and Lori tried to leave the courtroom. Lori Vallow asked the judge to be allowed to leave the courtroom as photos of the decomposing bodies of her 2 children were shown to the jury. The judge denied the request. Vallow then turned away from the scene, keeping her eyes shut during the display. Rexburg Police Detective Ray Hermosillo testified that 16-year-old Tylee's body had been burned and destroyed, with the tissue remains placed in a partially melted plastic green bucket, and JJ was wrapped in plastic, sealed by tape. The search was reportedly so intense that officers got down on their hands and knees while digging. The smell, Hermosillo said, was so overpowering that officers had to rotate, and even then, only one could dig for just a few minutes. An arrest was made in that founder of Cash App.
We have great.
Hold on, let's see here. Nima Momeni, 38, was booked on suspicion of murder. I wonder if this is... The San Francisco Police Chief Bill Scott said during a news conference. The San Francisco District Attorney Brooke Jenkins and Momeni will be charged with murder in Lee's death. San Francisco Board President Aaron Peskin announced the suspect's arrest in Emeryville, a San Francisco suburb. Police found Lee with stab wounds in the Rincon Hill neighborhood of San Francisco at 2:30 a.m. April 4th. He died at a hospital. Lee is known for creating the widely used mobile payment service Cash App while working as a Chief Technology Officer for the payment company Square, now known as Block. He was the Chief Product Officer for the cryptocurrency firm MobileCoin at the time of his death. Let's see. So it's not immediately clear how he knew Momeni Lee. How he and Momeni knew Lee. Oh my gosh, I can't talk tonight. How Momeni knew Lee. The San Francisco supervisor said, "I hope today's arrest can be a process of healing and closure for all those touched by this tragedy." Prominent tech leaders took to social media to mourn Lee's death and blame San Francisco for what they call the city's lax attitude towards crime. And we have a missing family. From Illinois. Family of 4 has been missing since mid-February, and the extended family members are frustrated at the lack of progress in finding them. Stephen is 44. Stephen Lutz is 44. Monica Lutz is 34. And their children, 11-year-old Aiden and 9-year-old Nicholas, have not been seen since February 10th, although Stephen Lutz responded to a text from his daughter, who's the half-sister to the boys, Brittany Lutz, on February 14th. On February 14th, I did text my father, Stephen, and said if they needed to get away, I could take the boys and just get them back to a normal life. He said they have a normal life. They aren't together, and he's not allowed to be around them. He wasn't allowed to be around them because of a domestic violence case against him. The father appeared in court on January 19th on the charge, and he was released on bond and ordered not to contact his wife or children or enter their home. And it wasn't the first time he'd been investigated for domestic violence, and not the first time Monica Lutz had allowed him to come back. Brittany, the daughter, said that shortly before the family disappeared, Aiden texted her to say the family was going on vacation, but he didn't know where. A U-Haul was seen at the house on February 10th, attached to the Lutz's 2005 blue Ford 150 with Illinois plates 307-851-2B. The U-Haul was returned, but there's been no further contact with the family, and their cell phones have been disconnected on February 14th. The Newton police seem reluctant to investigate, especially after seeing the text messages. How far can we go if the family is on vacation, said Newton Police Chief Riley Britton. Police accepted a missing persons report on the family on April 3rd. Britton said Illinois State Police and the FBI have joined the investigation, adding that it's possible the family left Illinois. Brittany Lutz said that her stepmother has continually denied being abused by Stephen, but the arrest in January came when he allegedly hit her. From what I was told, Monica and the boys had to run to a neighbor's house to be able to call 911 and get away from him. They had no shoes on. But the most disturbing incident was relayed by 11-year-old Aiden. He said he went into his parents' bedroom one day in January and saw his father talking to a clown mask on the wall, telling the mask, "I know what I need to do," and what he needed to do was kill his wife and 2 children. Brittany said she stopped by the house on the day they disappeared to try to help. She returned a few hours later, and they were gone. The boys' school workbooks and everything else was still sitting on the kitchen table. Food was out that looked like they were in the middle of eating it, she said. Their Missing Persons Awareness Network is raising money to fund a $20,000 reward for information leading authorities to the family. Stephen Lutz is described as 5'6" and 200 pounds with short brown hair and brown eyes. Monica is 5'4", 180 pounds with long brown hair and brown eyes. Nicholas is 4'3" with brown hair and eyes and olive skin. And Aiden is 4'7" with brown red hair and brown eyes. Anyone with information should call the Newton Police Department at 618-783-8478 or the Missing Persons Awareness Network 312-620-0788. That doesn't sound good. Not good at all. Unbelievable. Thank you for being a member for 35 months, Nora Woods. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's not looking good, Barb. It doesn't sound good. Very sad. They left their books, and he's talking to a clown mask. Come on. Craziness. Just craziness. Okay, and this is crazy in Pennsylvania. And gosh, this woman looks, I don't know, she looks like somebody, I just don't know. She just looks like somebody. Look how beautiful that boy is there. Pennsylvania mother is charged with killing her 11-year-old son so the boy didn't have to grow up under the stress of the family's financial difficulties. Ruth DiRenzo Whitehead, 50 years old, strangled her son Matthew as he slept with her husband's belt, and then locked the bedroom door. She drove to Cape May, New Jersey, where she ditched her SUV in the ocean. Once the vehicle was in the water, as far as it would go, investigators said she got out and walked to Wildwood Crest, where police officers took her into custody. What? She walked to Wildwood Crest. Strangulation takes time, so this is a brutal murder of a little boy, said the Montgomery County District Attorney Kevin Steele. This guy, Kevin Steele, he has so much stuff is going around in his district in Pennsylvania. It's crazy. He's got the daughter that killed her kids, that other one, that missing person. Remember that one we were reading about the other night, and it was so convoluted. The guy was going around all these different places. Everything is Kevin Steele. Rienzo Whitehead's husband found the boy dead on Tuesday at 7 a.m. According to the arrest affidavit, Rienzo Whitehead told investigators her son had been crying all day over the family's financial difficulties. She told them she didn't want Matthew to grow up with these struggles, so after he fell asleep around 9:30 p.m., she strangled him and then drove to Cape May. Unbelievable. Wildwood Crest police officers are told to be on the lookout for Rienzo Whitehead after the vehicle was found. They were watching the family's beach home when they saw a woman who matched her description. When they approached and called her name, she told them, "I know what I did." So the family had a beach home, and she's strangling him because of financial situations. What a sick thing. Beautiful boy like that. He reminds me a lot of Ethan. That is horrible. People are so sick. Germantown Academy, where Matthew Whitehead was a sixth grader after attending school there since kindergarten, said in a statement that the boy was an extraordinary child with a smile as bright as the sun. Unbelievable. We loved him, and we will forever mourn his loss. A devastating tragedy for our community, his family, his friends, and our world, the school said. We will do everything in our power to carry his memory forward, to honor him as he so truly deserves, and to live our lives well as a tribute to him. Horrendous. Texas police made an arrest in the murder of an El Paso woman whose body was found in the Red Sands Desert earlier this week. Christopher Paul Maya, 34, was charged Wednesday with the death of Michelle Morales Nakaza, a 32-year-old mother of three who disappeared last month. The witness said Maya and Morales Nakaza had been in a toxic relationship for years, and that Maya had said he was going to kill her on several occasions. The witness said Maya had asked for help removing surveillance cameras outside a private home, which seemed suspicious. The next day, the witness saw a missing persons flyer for Morales Nakaza and asked Maya what happened. Maya reportedly said that he and Morales Nakaza had been asleep in a white Toyota Camry in an unknown driveway, and when he awoke, Maya said his wallet was missing. Assuming Morales Nakaza had taken it, he shot her twice in the chest and in the face. Now, that's his defense. He's asleep in a white Toyota Camry in an unknown driveway. When he awakes, his wallet's missing, so he assumes his girlfriend took it and then shoots her twice in the chest and once in the face. He reportedly told the witness that he ditched her body, his personal cell phone, and the car in the desert. A second witness said saw Maya in the Camry, which had blood in it. The witness asked Maya if he had killed someone, and he replied, yes. Maya has been booked in jail on a $1 million bond. Unbelievable. Now that shooting in that bank, so the parents are saying that they didn't know anything about this. let's see. The Louisville police on Wednesday released audio from several 911 calls made on Monday as a deadly mass shooting unfolded at the Old National Bank, including one call from the suspected shooter's mother. 5 people were killed, several more wounded before the shooter, a 25-year-old bank employee identified as Connor Sturgeon, was killed in a shootout with responding police officers. Investigators released 12 calls in 2 separate clips. The calls in the first clip include one from a woman at another bank branch. A group was having a meeting with executives from a different bank branch. Okay, so let's see.
911, Operator Davis, what is the address of the emergency?
Oh my God, what's the address to Western Point? Oh my God, there's an active shooter there. Oh my God, does anybody know the address to Western Point? Oh my God, I just walked on it.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, ma'am, okay, hold on, just let me, what's your name?
333 East Main Street.
Okay, what is your name, ma'am, please?
My name.
Spell the last name for me, please.
Oh my God.
Okay, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from my branch at 9708 Brownsboro Road.
Okay, what business are you with?
Old National Bank.
Okay, stay on the line with me here, please. Stay on the line. Okay, ma'am, what's your callback number? Is there an extension?
5000 survey line. Oh my God.
Okay, sorry, I know you're upset, but I've got, for me in order to get information from you, I need to, because you're the only person calling this into us. Okay, so 3033 East Main Street, what's the name of the business we're going to?
It's Old National Bank.
Okay, that's the business we're going to also? And how do you know you have an active shooter on the site?
I just watched it.
How'd you watch? You watched it on
meeting.
On a team's meeting?
Yes, we were having a board meeting.
Video board meeting?
Yes, with our commercial team.
Okay. And did you see the suspect?
Yes.
Okay, stay on the line with me here. Stay on the line with me, please, okay?
He's a white man.
Okay. Let me get the run sent up. Just stay on the line with me, okay? One moment here.
Okay. This video's still going. Oh my God, I can't see anything now except for some on the ground.
Okay, give me the description of the subject, please.
I just saw it was a white man, dark hair.
Okay. What about clothing?
He had khakis on. I think he had khakis on, maybe. He had a rifle, gun.
Khaki pants or shorts? And do you know what board or room number they would have been?
It was the boardroom. It faces the river side of the building. And it's a circular shaped office. The branches, you walk in, and the retail center's on the left, which is probably still locked.
Okay.
The boardroom and all the offices you enter.
Okay, so the 333 East Main Street, is there a suite number on Old National Bank for 333 East Main Street?
It's the first floor. No, it's the entire first floor.
Entire first floor. Okay, did you see anybody shot or you just see the guy?
I seen somebody on the floor, and we heard multiple shots, and everybody started saying, "Oh my God!"
Okay.
And then he came into the board.
Okay, what was the color of the shirt or the clothing he had on his shirt? I heard the khaki pants.
Oh God, I don't know if I can go back on.
Okay, no, you're fine. Do you remember at all anything? Did he have could you give me any further description? Do you remember did he have any ball cap? Did he have any facial covering? Did he have anything like that on? Backpack?
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. It happened. He was in and out of that room very quickly.
Okay.
But it was.
We do have multiple people calling now. Okay, we do have to run up. Can you stay on the line with me just a moment, please? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I've got the run started. We've got them coming. We got other people inside the building calling us, okay? So we have them going that way, okay? I'm going to try to get some other calls and see if there's people in the building we need to talk to, okay? But we do have everybody responding, okay? Okay, ma'am. Okay, we're getting them out there, okay? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect with you because I want to see if we can talk to other people there so we can try to help them out too, okay? Okay, all right, ma'am. Thank you.
911, Operator Frost, where's your emergency?
Hi, I'm at 333 East Main Street. We have an active shooter.
333 East Main Street?
Yes, Louisville, Kentucky. We have an active shooter.
Okay, yes ma'am. What's your name? Are they inside or outside?
Inside.
What's your phone number?
4.
Has anybody been shot?
Yes.
How many people?
I don't know. Probably 8 or 9.
8 or 9 people have been shot?
Uh-huh.
Are you with any of them?
Yes, but I'm in a closet hiding.
Just stay on the line with me. Can you see the person? Are you able to give me a description?
I know who it is. He's probably 6 feet tall. He's a young male.
How do you know the person?
He works with us.
What race is he?
White.
What color clothing is he wearing?
I didn't see that. I think he has on like a light blue shirt and dark pants.
Do you know where exactly he's located now?
No, I don't.
Just stay on the line with me. How many people are in the room with you?
I don't know. I don't know who's here. I'm in the closet with one person. Yeah, I hear gunshots.
Just stay on the line with me, okay?
Okay.
Where exactly in the building are you located?
I'm in the conference room on the first floor.
Is that shots fired?
Yes, it is.
Last name is? Stay quiet. We've got everybody coming, okay?
How long will it be before they get here?
They're already on the way.
I know, but how long? How far away are they?
I'm not sure where they're coming from, but we've got everybody coming.
Okay.
Just stay quiet and stay where you're at, okay? Do you know what kind of injuries there are?
I don't know. I just saw a lot of blood.
Okay. Do you know where he's at in the building?
I don't. I think he's in the hallway, but I don't know.
Okay.
I think one of my coworkers is having...
Okay. Just try to have them take some deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth, slow, deep breaths.
I'm in the closet. I can't tell them. I just hear them outside.
Okay. That's okay.
okay? No, I don't want you to go to the location. Okay? Right, I don't want you to go to the location. We have a situation that's going on down there right now, and the body I called you, and I do not need you to go to the location.
We've got several people already arriving, okay? Okay. Is that shots fired? Yeah. Okay, just stay quiet. Are they hearing it? Yes, there's several people there. Okay. Ma'am, are they inside? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Anybody that's with you, are they injured? No, she's okay. Okay. Do you hear the person talking? No, I don't. Okay. Yes, I'm still here. Just stay quiet, okay?
Help.
Okay.
Help. 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 Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
Is that the responders?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and disconnect.
Okay. I'm on the phone with 911.
I'll go ahead and disconnect. I'm going to disconnect, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
911 operator Toby, where is your emergency?
I am at 333 East Main Street. We have an active shooter
Do you
in
have
our
a
building.
description of the person?
White, male, first name. He's an employee of Old National Bank. Get here now. We need somebody
What color?
now.
Okay, what color shirt is he wearing?
Yeah, what color shirt did he have on? White? I don't know, white, I think. He's a tall guy, probably 6'4".
Do we know where in the building? Okay.
First floor.
Do we know where on the first floor that he is now?
We don't.
Okay, stop yelling, sir. They're already on their way. Do we know how many people
because
they're
you
hit?
don't fucking answer.
People have already been calling, sir.
911 operator Poet, where's your emergency?
333 East Main Street. We have a shooter at the bank. I'm at 301 East Main at the dental office.
Okay, is someone shot?
Is someone shot? Yes. I think he's in shock.
What's your name and phone number? What's your phone number?
I'm going to give you my cell phone. I'm at work, but
Okay, just keep yourself safe. Are you in a safe location?
yes, we're at the corner of 301 East Main. Somebody just came down here from that location and come through the door and said that somebody had been shot.
Okay, can you describe him for me?
Yes, it is. They're
work on the first floor of Preston Point at 333 East Main. A shooter came in, first floor, shotgun.
We have it. Can you describe the person who was shot, please?
I did not see him. I just saw a shotgun as he was coming around the corner.
Okay.
People have been shot.
Okay, we have it. We're going to get them up there, okay?
Yeah, mass shooting. He shot probably 15 rounds from a shotgun.
We have it up there. Do you know how many people have been shot?
I do not. There were probably 14 people in the room. Please get people there fast, please.
Okay, we're going to get them out there, okay?
And ambulances, please.
We're going to get them out there for you, Dennis.
Okay.
Keep yourself safe, okay? Stay in a safe location.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
911 operator Vallow, where is your emergency?
Yes, my son might be. He apparently has a gun and he's heading toward the Old National at on Main Street here in Louisville.
Main Street, Old National?
Yes, and this is his mother. I'm so sorry. I'm getting details secondhand. I'm running to it now. Oh my Lord.
Okay. And what exactly is going on with him? What is he saying he's doing?
I don't know. I'm getting this information from his roommate. He apparently left a note. I think he's on, and I think he's beside. He's just not. Yes, hurry! Shut the door, lock the door, and come here. I don't know what to do. I need your help. I think he's never hurt anyone. He's a really good kid. Please don't come up to him.
Okay. You said he was headed to the Old National Bank. Did he say what he was going to do there?
I don't know. I don't know anything. We don't even own guns. I don't know where he would have gotten a gun.
Okay, so where did you get this information from? Who told you what's going on?
His roommate called me. His roommate's very concerned. So this was, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, what's your son's name?
An employee there at
Okay. How old is he? White, black, Hispanic, Asian?
White, about 6'4".
6'4"?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and what was your name, ma'am? What is your name, ma'am? Here's your telephone number. I've got your name and your phone number in here, and I'm going to let the officers know that you believe headed to the Old National Bank on Main Street and having... Okay?
That's correct.
Okay.
And please, he's non-violent.
Mm-hmm.
He's never done anything. Please.
Okay, and you don't believe he owns guns?
I know he doesn't own any guns.
Okay, and so did the roommate mention him having any weapons or anything?
I don't know, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get into my car. My son's talking to me, and they're asking me questions about other things. And I'm shaking. I think maybe his girlfriend family had guns.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe he saw them. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, have your name and number in here, and if officers have additional questions, they'll give you a call back, but I'm going to let them know, okay?
Oh, okay, so should I, what do I do? Just go there?
No, I don't want you to go to the location, okay? No, I don't want you to go to the location, ma'am. Okay?
We're going to the location.
Right, I don't want you to go to the location. We have a situation that's going on down there right now. We've already had calls from other people, and I do not need you to go to the location at this time, okay? It's dangerous there.
You've had calls from other people, so he's already there?
Yes, at Old National Bank on East Main Street we have, and I'm advising you not to go to the location because it is an unsafe situation and officers are already at the location, ma'am, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, bye.
911, Operator Vallow, where is your emergency?
Hi, yes ma'am. I'm so glad I got a hold of you. It was like probably 5 minutes ago now.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving down Main Street and I don't know if I was seeing things, but I saw a man with some type of like assault rifle walking around in like a bulletproof vest, and I was at a stoplight though. I work.
Okay. How long ago was this that you saw this?
Literally, like, I work in the glassworks building,
Mm-hmm.
and I was turning off of the 2nd Street Bridge onto Main Street, and I just got to work, so it was like 5 minutes ago, and I kept trying to call 911, but it kept sending me to, like, your voicemail, I guess.
Okay. All right, was this around Main and Preston?
It was literally almost as soon as you get off of, just kind of by Actors Theater, I think.
Okay, 1 second. You said Actors Theater?
Yes, ma'am. Has anybody else reported this? Like, I hope to God I'm seeing things.
Let's see. White male, green jacket, bulletproof vest, green pants?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, did you see him shooting or anything?
No, ma'am. He was, like, kind of, like, jogging around like he was, like, trying to get somewhere in a hurry.
Which way was he headed?
Honestly, I don't know. Again, I was on Main Street, and he, like, looked at the traffic that was, like, oncoming.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what was your callback number, ma'am? Okay, and you said near the Actors Theater?
That's where I believe I saw him.
Okay.
I am at the Louisville Glassworks building. I work at K. Norman and Berry's.
Okay, yeah, we have gotten reports of this gentleman walking around with a rifle and a bulletproof vest around 3rd and Main, so I'm getting officers out there to check the situation, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
315 on Med 3. 120 Med 3. 102 Med 3.
Battalion 15 on Med 3.
Battalion 16 on Med 3. 123 on 3.
Battalion 17 on 3.
Battalion 17, just everybody.
15 rail. How many trucks do we have?
I have 3.
I'm okay.
Actually 4. There's a BLS in there too.
And we also have the bus probably rolling, so just hold off on anybody else responding. And if you put up the page yet, please.
Yeah, I think they're working on pages. It's actually 3 ALS and 1 BLS. I do not know about the bus. I will see if that page is, it's part of the page, right?
I'm okay. Yeah, just make it command page, please.
Okay.
Battalion 17 radio, I'm en route with the bus.
Battalion 17 has the bus.
Chief 15 to radio. What's the location?
The location is 333 East Main, 333 East Main. There's been several things saying that we need to stage. It's still not secure.
Okay, I'm en route. Battalion 20 radio.
Okay, so hold on, all units. So we're getting more. Okay, so we have 400 East Main, 400 East Main as someone who's out of the area who's been shot in the leg. Then EMS needs to go to the Preston side of East Main, and we have a gunshot wound of an officer.
Battalion 20 radio.
Battalion 20.
Battalion 20 radio.
Battalion 20.
Where is the officer?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. We have the fire department is staging, and then we have we need to go to the Preston side of Main Street. The Preston side of Main Street.
I'm okay, Preston and Main.
At this point, we know of 2 victims that are out of the area. 400 East Main, and possibly the officer is actually being transported in the police car right now. Yes, I am confirming that they have transported the officer code 3 to the hospital. We do have the second victim that was shot in the leg. They're going to be at 400 East Main.
I'm okay on that.
120, we're going to be west East Main and Winslow. Okay, East Main and Winslow. Okay, all units at this time, the shooter has been eliminated. They're advising 1080, and they are doing a search of the building at this time. Okay, all units, the officers at the hospital. We're staging in the 400 block of East Main across from Louisville Slugger. All EMS units staged 400 block of East Main across from Louisville Slugger.
Battalion 16 radio. Just FYI, me and 102 are at the corner of Preston and Washington. That's where we ended up anticipating the officers, so that's where we are.
Okay. We're getting now calls from the actual structure. So we have possibly a female hiding in a bathroom. Of course, police at this time are securing the building. She's calling us. That's at least one patient we know of.
Okay. We're ready for whatever when it is.
I'm okay. And all units just to advise, it looks like the police are going to be setting up command post at Slugger Field for the command post.
Battalion 15 radio. Go ahead and start everybody to Slugger Field that's responding. Walk would be near, be easier.
Okay. All units at this time, we are going to stage with police. The parking lot at Jackson and Main. Jackson and Main is the parking lot for the command post.
315's okay.
Battalion 16 radio. We have one victim that's been brought out to the corner of Preston and Main. They'll be in 102. One victim.
Any unit that is still on this channel responding to East Main Street, if you can stage at Slugger Field. And also switch to Med 3.
Okay, so 102 has the one patient in Preston and Main. I'm getting a report now that we have a patient north corner of the building in a conference room. North corner of a building in the conference room. They're asking for EMS. It is a first floor conference room. Do I have a unit who's going to be starting for the north corner conference room, first floor?
Battalion 15 radio, I'm in the area.
Oh, okay.
Chief 15 on scene.
Chief 15, I have you on scene being advised. Police is advising the building's secure. At this time, EMS can't approach. They know of 2 patients. We have the one on the corner that 102 is with, and then we've got multiple patients inside the business.
I'm okay. Is there an EMS actually yet?
I know Battalion 16 had the truck. That's all I got.
Battalion 16 radio. Medic 315 is going to the first floor conference room.
315 first floor conference room.
Battalion 17, Battalion 15. I'm getting off of 65 on Broadway. Where do you want me?
And then I do still have
15, go ahead and go to Louisville. The Slugger Field.
Battalion 17's okay on Slugger Field.
Okay, we have a patient also in the building. They're advising it's going to be the center of the building, first floor bathroom, a female shot in the legs. That's the one who had called us. Center of the building, first floor bathroom.
15 radio, we got one coming out from the first floor. I'll tell you one from the third floor.
Okay, I have a second patient on the first. This is the first time hearing of a third floor patient.
123 to radio. We're currently approaching Jackson and Maine. We're about to be on scene here just a moment.
Okay, go ahead and take the first floor center bathroom.
We're okay on the first floor to the bathroom.
And the unit who was advising there was someone on the third floor, a patient, can you tell me exactly where?
I apologize. I think this way was going to the third floor.
Okay, so there are no patients on the third floor?
15 radio. We have one. We have one coming from the first floor. Another one being extricated by the police. 315 same patient contact.
315 patient contact.
15 to 17. Go ahead and bring the bus to third. To Preston and Maine, please. Preston and Maine.
17's okay on Preston and Maine.
Okay, 123, you're the one taking the center bathroom patient. I think they said someone's coming out. That might be your patient. Just to confirm that that is the one with PD.
915 radio. If you haven't already, you're going to have multiple casualties.
They're okay on it.
Battalion 21 radio. I'm staging, so any information can come here.
I'm okay. Battalion 21 will be. Now, can I confirm, is there a patient on the third floor?
I got to radio this first floor over. Yeah, two patients from the first floor.
I'm okay. All right, two patients from the first floor. And 123 is going to be with the second patient. 102, two is with the first patient, and then we have, that was on the corner, and then 123 is with the one that was in the conference room.
123 is walking out.
As far as I know, everybody has a patient. Radio to Battalion 15. We do have a truck clearing to us, or we can need any more trucks. I know the bus is getting there.
Really? The bus is here. You can stand by with the truck.
Okay.
315 transferring.
Battalion 17's on scene with the bus, Preston and Maine.
On scene with the bus.
C15 to the bus. Do not block Preston Street. That's the ambulance means of egress right now. Just pull up on the corner of East Main and Preston. Yeah, make a left.
I'm okay. I'm working my way up her.
Actually, you're good right there. You're good right there.
102 radio.
102.
I'm going to have two headed to... Can I have a line to them?
Yes, take hospital 1. They actually stand by there. They're still talking.
120 to radio.
120. I'm okay. 120. If you need...
0 to the radio.
Okay, is that 120?
That's correct. 120.
Okay, can you switch to hospital 1? We'll give them a call.
21 radio, I got it. Let them know.
Battalion 21, thank you.
Battalion 15 to radio.
Battalion 15.
Total count so far of transports are 4.
I'm okay on 4 transports.
Battalion 16 to Medic 102. Battalion 15 to radio.
Go ahead. I'm okay. And units on scene, I still have 1 transport truck and the bus, correct?
Battalion 15 radio, that is correct.
I'm okay.
Physician 105 radio, I'm responding to Maine.
Position 105, I'm okay.
Chief 15 radio.
215.
For the rest of the incident, I'll be EMS Command, Battalion 15 or 16 will be Operations.
Oh my God.
Battalion 22 on scene.
910.
EMS Commander Radio, what's the unit number of the Metro EMS unit that's still on scene here?
I still have 123 as listed on scene.
Okay, thanks. EMS Commander Radio, how many total med units do we have available countywide right now?
Give me 1 second to count.
109 Adam quarters.
You're on med 3. You need to go to 1.
Battalion 21 radio.
Battalion 21.
Just to add to your count, we had another victim, it looks like a gunshot wound to the walk in with a police officer.
I'm okay.
EMS Operations, EMS Command, EMS Operations. EMS Command to Battalion 15 or 16.
15, go ahead.
Hey, sir, I need you to get a couple people inside Slugger Field. The police are apparently bringing some people in there for triage and further assessment. LFD's got some personnel in there, but we'll make the inside of Slugger Field our triage area for additional victims.
Okay.
Also, let me know who you're sending over there.
Battalion 21 EMS Command.
15, go ahead.
I've got 2 trucks. You would need them back down to you.
That's negative this time.
Okay.
Battalion 15 to Battalion 21.
Go ahead.
You go ahead and send 315 down here to Slugger Field.
Battalion 17 to Battalion 15.
21 to 15.
Go ahead.
315's become a crime scene. They can't move, but I've got other trucks I can send you.
That's great. You go ahead and just send one. It's fine.
Okay.
Chief 15 to orders. Give me a call, please.
Battalion 21 radio.
Battalion 21.
Hasn't already let you know they're trying to divert everybody but level 1 trauma right now.
I'm okay. We have told both the channels that unless it's level 1 trauma, try not to go to UVL.
Perfect. Thank you.
Position 105 is on scene.
Position 105 on scene. Actually, oh, sorry, med 30 on scene.
Battalion 22 radio. I'm going to be transported.
You guys are transporting?
It's negative. I'm going to be the transportation officer.
EMS Commander Triage.
Triage.
Hey, give me a call, please.
I'm okay.
EMS Commander Radio.
EMS Command.
Can you have all Metro EMS personnel on this scene meet me at the northeast corner of Preston and Main, please?
All units on the scene from EMS meet on the northwest or northeast corner of Preston and Main. All units on scene meet on the northeast corner of Preston and Main.
Position 105 radio on clearing from East Main.
Position 105 at 948.
EMS Commander Radio.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to leave 123 and Battalion 15 on scene as standby units. Everyone else is going to be getting their stuff back together and returning to their normal, and we can go ahead and clear Med 3.
Okay, so Battalion 15 had the bus, I thought. So it's just going to be him, the human, the Med Unit 123 for all the, just for standby.
Yeah, Med Unit 123 and Battalion 15 are going to remain on scene for standby. All the units will be back in service when they notify you.
Okay. Ready to command. I know you said you were just hacking up slowly. Are we going to keep Med 3 open or just switch those 2 trucks back to Med 1 in case?
Position 105 radio. He said earlier you could clear channel 3.
Okay, I might have missed that. Thank you. 123 Battalion 15, have you moved back to 1? I'm going to say that's yes. Thank you, position 105, or 30.
Bomb 2 radio. Bomb 2, is anyone from the QRT responding to Taylor Avenue on channel? so you're aware, we've got a couple of our bomb units that were standing by at a different location. We're en route to assist over there.
We're going to be staging at the Old Value City, across from Frank's and McDonald, so just meet us over there. 610 to bomb 2.
Go ahead.
Hey, it's Whittam. Can you call me?
Attack 1's operational.
1330. Anybody over on Taylor Avenue? SWAT and bombs heading to a staging location. I just wanted to check. We were asked to come over here and assist. I want to make sure we didn't roll up on anything in progress or step on anybody's toes. Where would you want us to come to a brief at? Value City by Frank's or the Old Value City. I don't know if it's still open or not.
All right, sounds good. 1330. If anybody's over here, I've made contact. There's officers over at 1535 Taylor now and made contact with the roommate and the father. And apparently the house is clear, just FYI.
SWAT 220. The house hasn't been cleared, and it's not the suspect's father. It's just people inside. But the structure hasn't been cleared yet. They haven't made contact.
Still want to meet at the Big Lots, Value City parking lot, or head straight to Taylor? I guess go to Big Lots for now, and they're holding the house there. So see what the plan is.
1335, I'll be at the Big Lots parking lot. 36, same traffic.
3536, 10-4.
Hey, Tucker, are you holding the 3 side?
10-4. Thank you. We're at the Taylor Boulevard CO. We're at the officer on charge of the Taylor Boulevard incident.
610, I'm out on Taylor. Recall for CO.
That's right. Are we still staging, or do we have people at the house? I just got here from off day, so I'm trying to figure out what y'all got going on.
It'd be easy if you can call me, please. 502.
Right, any unit on channel that responded to the bank, they need you all to go to the west entrance of Slugger Stadium. Repeat, any unit that may be on channel that responded to the bank, you need to go to Louisville Slugger to the west entrance.
Hey, I'm here with Dr. Lafitte. Y'all want him out there on Taylor? That's fine. Okay. We're still over at Value City. 10-4, I'm getting ready to brief the guys on what we got so far.
Hey guys, on Tack 1, can somebody answer? Ray, Dave, hey. Go ahead. All right, so we're all leaving here. I'm sending the rest of the guys back to Naval to, recharge and everything, grab a bite to eat or something. We just need to lock that place down and wait for the warrant. If you need anything from us, or when you need people or whatever you need from us, just let us know.
10-4, we're good right now.
Right, all cars on channel. Homicide's requesting that any unit that responded to or cleared the bank needs to report to the west entrance of Slugger Field to be interviewed at 1036.
610 radio.
610.
Radio, I'm en route to Ormsby with a witness. You can copy female witness. You can copy mileage, please.
Go ahead.
29090.1.
You said you had both of them?
Negative, one female witness.
610, 10-4.
612 Baker radio.
2 Baker.
I'll have one male witness en route from this location to Ormsby.
10-4.
612 Baker radio.
2 Baker.
ATF units are going to have a third male witness. They'll be en route as well.
The ATF was what? I'm sorry.
We'll have a third witness with them. They'll be transported to the same location.
10-4.
610 to 2 Baker.
Go ahead.
Okay, according to my map, it appears 65 is all jacked up with traffic. So I'm taking buffer level to get to Ormsby.
Alrighty. I committed to 264 already. I'll see what I can figure out.
Yeah, when I came in from the south side, it was already backed up to St. Catherine, and that was like an hour ago, so. Additional cars on channel. They're responding to another shooting at 800 West Chestnut Street near JCTC. There's supposed to be a male and a female shot at that location at 11:03. Attention all cars on channel. We're responding to another shooting. 909 East Broadway at the Goodwill. Across the Brenton Campbell. year-old female shot at 11:06. We're at a 610. I know you're not on the scene anymore, but they're needing to pull me for another TAC channel, apparently. Are we good to just monitor this one? I can probably listen to both, but I don't know who needs to make that decision or not.
Yeah, that's probably above my head as well. I think if you just leave our TAC channel in place so there's communications, I don't think it needs to be dispatch monitored.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to listen to both, but that'll work. Thanks.
612 Baker's 1023 at Ormsby.
2 Baker, 10-4.
610, are you still monitoring?
Yeah, I'm still here.
My ending mileage in 1023. My ending mileage is 93.
Your radio cut out 93 what?
It's 95.0.
10-4. And for now, I'll be solely here, so in case something happens, I'll try to let y'all know, though, if I have to take 2.
612 Baker radio.
2 Baker.
I'm not sure what channel they'd be on. If anybody's in the office down here, if they could come let us in the back doors.
Yeah, I'll try to figure something out.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
960 Charlie, the ATF.
916 Charlie.
Somebody here at the office for transport.
Yeah, they've got the suspects, or the witnesses, rather, from Taylor out back.
We're heading up to get them now.
10-4, 610, you good? 1117. Pray to any units on channel. There are food and drinks at the Emergency Operations Center at Jackson and Maine. At 1131. 10-4. Pray to Officer Witham. What was your unit number? I'm sorry. Pray the unit was calling out at 7th and Chestnut. Pray to all units on channel. The family reunification site is at the Convention Center, room M100. Repeat, the family reunification site is at the Convention Center, room M100 at 1209. For any unit on channel that's still on the Taylor Boulevard, or the Taylor Avenue run.
611
1 Adam, are you still at the scene, or are you still up at Ormsby?
I'm here at the house.
10-9, I'm sorry.
At the house.
10-4.
614 Charlie radio. I'm also going to be at the house.
614 who?
614 Charlie.
10-4. We're at 610, are you on here?
612 Baker, I think he went back to our primary.
Okay, are you still at Ormsby?
Negative, I'm back up at Taylor. We're waiting for this.
911, Operator Lively. Where's your emergency?
Well, ma'am, I'm a local business owner, and I've tried the non-emergency number, but that active shooter report, I wondered, our building is a Presbyterian Center at 100 Witherspoon. We didn't know if we needed to go in lockdown. It was reported to us it was at First and Main.
It looks like it's at 333 Main.
333 Main? Okay. So that's a ways from us. Is there an update? Is it still an active scene?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. We'll stay in lockdown. So will there be an all clear come out, I guess, somehow?
Emergency.
I just got a phone call from my wife at 333 East Main Street. The Old National Plaza, active shooter in the building.
Yes, we're aware. Did she give a description of anyone?
She did not. She is hiding.
We've got it.
Thank you.
911, Operator Davis, what is the address of the emergency?
We're at 324 East Main Street, and we see a cop down.
Yes, ma'am, we are.
From our condo. Okay.
We are aware of it. We've got an active shooter at the bank there. We are. We're aware of it. We've got everybody coming. Okay.
Okay. As long as he's down and we can see him. Okay.
Oh, do you only see one officer down right now?
We saw one officer down. One officer is in front of us, in front of our building. He's pointing. He has an AR.
The suspect?
At the bank.
Or the officer?
I don't know if that's the suspect. He's. Okay. Here you go.
Okay. Hello? Yes, sir. This is Jessica. How can I help you? This is 911.
I just wanted to make sure you understood that there was an officer down. There's several officers here now, but the one hasn't moved since he's been shot. 2 had been shot at.
Okay, the officer who's been shot, is he conscious? Can you tell me, or do you know?
I can't see him move at all. I've been watching him consistently. I haven't seen a foot or anything move, and he went down right away when the bullets started firing.
Okay, we've got him. We are aware of it, sir. We are getting them out that way. We've already got everybody responding.
Moving up towards him now.
Okay, all right then. Thank you.
Bye. Hello?
This is 911. We received a call from your number. Do you have an emergency?
Well, I called earlier. I'm here at the ballpark, and the bank across the street, they're having action going on here, and I was just calling to let people know that.
Yes, we're aware, sir. Do you actually have an emergency, or are you just calling about what you're seeing?
I was just calling.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to let you go. We already have it. Thank you.
All right.
911, Operator Vallow, where is your emergency?
We are in the Preston Point building, obviously surrounded by police. We are on the 4th floor. We're trying to get a status of what's going on. I mean, we're tucked under a desk right now.
Okay, and you said you're at Preston Point on the 4th floor. Can you give me the address that you're currently at?
333 East Main Street.
333 East Main Street? Okay. All right. I just need you to stay put at the moment. We have officers in the building clearing it just to make sure.
Okay.
As far as my understanding is, the shooter has been taken into custody.
Okay.
So as far as my understanding, the scene is safe at the moment, but we just want everybody to stay put because the officer's clearing the building floor by floor just to make sure that there's nobody else in there posing a threat, okay?
Okay, we're on the 4th floor.
Okay.
Got all the doors locked to our office.
All right, sounds good. Officers may be coming towards that area, and they will announce themselves as officers, okay?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
911, Operator Vallow, where is your emergency?
Hello?
Yes, where is your emergency?
Sorry. Okay, so I'm currently at an apartment right now down the street from the 300 block where the active shooting is going on. I had to abandon my car. I'm sorry, this isn't necessarily an emergency, but I couldn't get the other number. I am just wondering what I should do about that. Like, we literally had to get out of the car and run.
I mean, the situation at this moment is the active shooter has been taken care of, but the scene is still locked down because it is an active crime scene and we're trying to get victims out of the building. So the accessing your car is just probably not possible at this moment because they have locked down the area.
Attention Engine 5, Engine 21, Tower 2, Battalion 2, Tower 2, Battalion 2 on a report of a active shooter, 333 East Main Street, 333 East Main. Timeout is 8:40.
Engine 21 responding.
Battalion 2, Tower 2.
Make an approach to that location. Since all units just be advised, shots are being fired at this time. Shots fired.
Battalion 2 to Car 5. We're staging at quarters for Tower 2, Engine 5. Battalion 5 is responding.
Battalion 5 responding at 8:45. Battalion 5, you okay? The command post looks like it's going to be Engine 5, Tower 2.
Battalion 5's okay.
Engine 21 is in the area. We're staging on Main Street, East Main, just before Hancock.
Battalion 11's on scene, Engine 5, command post.
Okay, does that appear to be a secure location?
Yes, we got a pretty heavy police presence, and we're a pretty good distance from the scene. RTF 1 to command, we're making entry instructions.
Command. Battalion 5 to command.
I'm forwarding through this a little bit because it's...
Command to Battalion 5, are you returning?
3 East Main Street, cross streets of North Floyd and North Preston, at Old National Bank. It's supposed to be a white male, light blue shirt, dark colored pants.
Battalion 15 radio, okay, go ahead and sit on the page. You help me respond.
Battalion 15, 841.
102 on your channel, We're at North Downtown.
Radio to medic 315 and medic 120 also.
120 on Cabot. I think 17's okay. I'm starting the bus.
15's okay.
Be advised, we're also getting a report of an officer down currently at this location. You'll want to stage.
15 ring, okay, on
They are advising, do not approach from the west. Repeat, do not approach from the west.
it. We're okay, ring up. Are we getting reports for the police officers, or is this for bystanders?
This is from an officer. We have an officer down in front of the bank.
I'm okay.
123 radio, do you want us to be en route to East Main?
123, if you're close, yeah, you could start that way, but stage, and they advise not to respond from the west.
Okay, we'll be en route, and we'll be staging coming in from the east.
123 at 840. All units that are responding to the shooting, 333 East Main, can you switch to Med 3? All units responding to East Main, switch to Med 3.
15 ring, I'm okay. 120 covered.
Okay, so difficult stuff, especially that person that was hiding in that closet. I don't know how she kept calm when she was hearing those gunshots. Scary stuff. And the mother called saying, "I don't know what to do. I need your help. I think he's never hurt anyone. He's a really good kid." She says she didn't believe he owned a gun, but he bought that gun legally on April 4th. She said he's not violent. She tells the dispatcher that she's trying to get into the car. The dispatcher tells her to stay put. He said, "I don't want you to go to that location. We have a situation that's going on down there right now. We've already had calls from other people, and I do not need you to go to that location at this time. It's dangerous there." She says, "You've had calls from other people, so he's already there?" "Yes, at Old National Bank on East Main Street. We have," said the dispatcher. Yep. Now the kid, okay, so the shooter was 25 years old, and he got his bachelor's and his master's at the same time. He played on the basketball teams, track teams, but he wrote something back, I believe it was high school. Let me see. He struggled with mental health challenges. The parents of the Louisville bank shooter broke their silence, saying in a statement that their son had been struggling with mental health issues, but they never fathomed he would do anything like this. Hang on. But they never fathomed he could do something so evil. While Connor, like many of his contemporaries, had mental health challenges, which we as a family were actively addressing, there were never any warning signs or indications that he was capable of this shocking act, said his family. While we have many unanswered questions, we will continue to cooperate fully with law enforcement officials and do what we can to aid everyone in understanding why and how this happened. Connor Sturgeon was killed by police gunfire after he stormed through the Old National Bank in downtown Louisville with an assault rifle and carried out a massacre. Before shooting up the place, a friend said that Connor left a voicemail for him saying he felt suicidal and planned to kill everyone at the bank. He also left letters to his roommate and parents revealing his deadly plan, though it's unclear when the notes were discovered. The shooter's family did not say what kind of mental health challenges their son was fighting. An ex-classmate said he had suffered countless concussions from playing football. Sturgeon's parents said they mourn the loss of the 5 victims their son killed, as well as the loss of their own child, and praised the officers for their bravery. No words can express our sorrow, anguish, and horror at the unthinkable harm our son Connor inflicted on innocent people, their families, and the entire Louisville community. We mourn their loss and that of our son Connor. We pray for we pray for everyone traumatized by this senseless act of violence, and are deeply grateful for the bravery and heroism of the Louisville Metropolitan Police Department. Connor was reportedly on the verge of getting fired from his job as an associate and portfolio banker at the bank, where he's been employed after completing 3 consecutive internships beginning in 2018. He barged into the bank at around 8:30 a.m. and opened fire with the AR-15 assault-style rifle that he purchased last week while live streaming the massacre on social media. Two officers were wounded in the exchange of fire with the gunman. Rookie cop Nicholas Wilt, 26, was shot in the head on the steps of the bank. He underwent brain surgery and remains in critical but stable condition. Wilt had graduated from the police academy just over a week before the shooting. The other officer, Corey Galloway, was grazed in the shoulder. The pair were the first officers to arrive on the scene of the shooting just minutes after the call came in. Galloway fired the shot that killed Sturgeon. The victims were all employees of the Old National Bank, which was not even open to the public at the time of the shooting. They've been identified as Tommy Elliott, 63, a senior vice president, Jim Tutt, 64, a market executive, Joshua Barrick, 40, another senior vice president, Juliana Farmer, 45, a commercial loan specialist, and Deanna Eckert, 57, an executive administration officer. Okay, let's see here. All right, let me go to, there's a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Where's my other thing? They're going to change and make it easier to for the death penalty cases in Florida, and that's after the Parkland shooters case. And there's also some news about that judge being removed from another case because of a bias, so we'll talk about that. So now Florida will soon no longer require a unanimous jury recommendations for judges to impose the death penalty sentences under a bill the legislature approved on Thursday. A reaction to the life sentence handed to the man who massacred 17 people at Parkland High School. The House passed the bill on an 80-30 vote and now goes to Republican Governor Ron DeSantis for final approval. It will allow the death penalty with a jury recommendation of at least 8-4 in favor of execution. Okay, so that is that. And now we have something about the judge. Here we go. Judge Elizabeth Shearer. The court removed Judge Elizabeth Shearer from overseeing any post-conviction proceedings for Randy Tundidor, who was sentenced to death for the 2019 murder of his Broward County landlord and is appealing his case. Justices cited that Shearer's chummy interactions with prosecutors who were seeking the death penalty against Parkland shooter Nicholas Cruz during sentencing. Immediately after sentencing, Judge Shearer left the bench and, while still in her judicial robe, exchanged hugs with the victims' families and members of the prosecution team. The justices said in their unanimous decision. Judges are supposed to remain neutral during trials and sentencing. One of the prosecutors in Tundidor's case was also on the team that prosecuted Cruz. Shearer had no choice but to sentence Cruz to life in prison with no parole after the jury could not reach a legally required unanimous decision on recommending the death penalty. The state legislature passed a bill later Thursday that will allow that death penalty with 8 to 12 for recommending it. The measure was filed as a response to the Parkland case. The Supreme Court said Judge Shearer also engaged in heated exchanges with Cruz's lawyers, accused one of threatening her children, and told two members to go sit down. There was something else I wanted to also talk about here. I just had my I had my other okay. So Pennsylvania, I'm telling you, Pennsylvania, and I just came from Pennsylvania, okay, is really getting on the map, not in a good way. It's starting to really of crime there. So Rachel King, 35, was in the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through line in Cheltenham Township outside of Philadelphia when she was shot at around 7:39 a.m. Tuesday. The gunman walked up to the driver's side of her car, fired multiple shots through her window. Her son was in the back seat at the time. He wasn't hurt. Yeah, not physically. This appears to be a targeted murder, said, again, see, this is, again, the district attorney, Kevin Steele. This guy, he's got so many cases going in through this office. See, it's around Philadelphia. Yeah, got to take into consideration that. The gunman did not attempt to open the victim's vehicle door, nor did he attempt to communicate with her prior to shooting her numerous times through her driver's side window. She was a 7th and 8th grade English teacher at Grover Cleveland Elementary School in Philadelphia. She'd light up the room, King's brother, Alan King, said. She was bright in every way possible, whether it was her shoes, her hair, her nails, her voice, and she was just a good person. Master Charter Schools said in a statement, "We are devastated by the loss of an extraordinary teacher who spent the last 10 years working with our students and their families." This was the car right there. This law enforcement released that photo of the suspected vehicle involved in the shooting death of Rachel King. The suspected gunman is described as a black man with a thin build, and he was driving a light-colored sedan, possibly a Ford or a Mercury. Anyone with information is urged to call the Cheltenham Township Police at 215-885-1600, extension 400. That's terrible. And then there was something else I was going to tell you about. Okay, and then there was another fatal shooting. A man in Washington, D.C. was fatally shot inside a McDonald's restaurant. Metropolitan Police Department officers learned that the shooting happened at the restaurant in 1600 block of Benning Road, Northeast. According to the Gun Violence Archive, a database that collects information about shootings, 6 people have been fatally shot in Washington, D.C. this month. Same database also found that 58 people have been fatally shot in Washington, D.C. since January 1st this year. One man was shot inside the McDonald's, and there had been some form of confrontation before the shooting. Following the shooting, an MPD spokesperson said, "Lookout is for one black male wearing a white shirt, blue jeans with a black sweatshirt wrapped around his waist with twists in his hair, armed with a handgun." A female witness who was in the restaurant with her baby boy said the suspect had been talking to someone on his phone. She added that the suspect reportedly tried to confirm the identity of the man who he ended up shooting to death. "It makes me sad. It makes me really sad that I could lose my life, or my son could lose his life for being in the wrong place at the wrong time." Anyone who has information that they would like to share is urged to call 202-727-9099 or text 50411. And then we have some more about Darrell Brooks. Darrell Brooks Jr. was convicted in October of 76 charges, including 6 homicide counts and 61 counts of reckless endangerment for driving through the parade in downtown Waukesha in 2021. The judge, Jennifer Dorrow, sentenced him to 6 consecutive life sentences without parole and ordered him to pay $171,400 in restitution in November. Brooks drove his red Ford Escape through the parade after getting into a fight with his ex-girlfriend. 6 people were killed, including an 8-year-old, Jackson Sparks, who was marching with his baseball team, and 3 members of a group known as the Dancing Granny. Scores of others were injured. Brooks told the court that he suffered from mental illness and didn't plan to drive into the parade route. Dorrow increased the restitution amount to $476,200 on Thursday at the request of District Attorney Susan Opper, who said she wanted to replenish taxpayer dollars that went to support Brooks's victims. She also voiced concern that Brooks could profit by selling his story to movie makers, publishing companies, or media outlets. Brooks' attorney, Michael Covey, argued that Opper was simply piling on Brooks. He told the judge that Brooks is extremely poor. He'll never be able to pay anybody anything with the minuscule wages he'll make working menial jobs in prison, and the odds that anyone would pay him for his story are minuscule. But Doro said Brooks would owe even more restitution than Opera was seeking if victims hadn't been able to draw from well-wishers' donations. The judge said that garnishing Brooks' prison wages would serve as a constant reminder of the pain that he caused, and that there's a real possibility someone could pay him for his story. She ordered that any money from such deals be placed in escrow as per state law. You need only to look at Netflix to know crime stories are things people want to watch. Under Wisconsin law, anyone who agrees to pay someone convicted of a serious crime in the state for their story must deposit the money into an escrow account. The money must first go to pay any outstanding legal fees and then any court judgments, and then cover victims' claims. Roughly $134,000 of the increased restitution amount would go to the state's Crime Victim Fund, a taxpayer-funded account that reimburses crime victims for losses. The rest will be divvied up among various victims' insurance companies. Darrow in November ordered that about $47,000 of the original restitution be used to reimburse the Waukesha School District's insurance company because a number of the Waukesha South High School band members were marching in the parade and were hurt. The remainder was directed to the state's Crime Victims Compensation Fund. Brooks represented himself at trial and created a spectacle, engaging in shouting matches with Darrow, ripping off his shirt, building a fort in the courtroom out of boxes of files, and refusing to answer to his own name. The case drew so much attention, Darrow tried to parlay her newfound name recognition into a failed bid for the state Supreme Court. Brooks appeared at Thursday's hearing via video feed from prison. He said nothing during the proceeding. He did give a thumbs up when asked if he could hear, and shook his head in disagreement when arguments turned to creating reminders of his crimes. The convictions came following a trial in which Brooks was combative throughout the proceedings, engaging in shouting matches, arguing he isn't subject to government restrictions and refusing to answer his name. He was so disruptive that Doro often had bailiffs move him to another courtroom where she could mute his microphone. Yeah, we know that. And he could hold up signs. It was just crazy, crazy, crazy trial. Okay. All right, so Sanrisa, right? It was a circus. You're right. It was. So everybody's here. So tomorrow we go back to Leticia. We watch the end of that interview, and then did they say they have? I guess they'll get a. Also, they'll do the. Well, they'll be able to have the cross of Detective Bethel, right? And I think they will cross her, and I think maybe they'll talk about some of the stuff that happened to Leticia in that interview. And we'll see the end where she gets weird, stuffing the Kleenex down her pants and asking to go, just saying she was having a heart attack or something. I believe that was what it was. What else? Anybody have any questions about anything I can look up for you, a timeline or whatever? Let me know. Tomorrow's Friday. I have a crazy day, but I might do a craft panel tomorrow, and I might do a craft panel and slash some little flash sales just to see how sales go on Friday. I don't know. And just because we'll probably have to wind down from the trial and everything else going on, right? I've just got a bunch of meetings. I've got to hope that my medical test. I hope that's going to be okay. Please, prayers and good thoughts if you would. And I hope that'll be okay. And what else? Got something else going that's... yeah, hit the notifications. Now, there's already the thumbnail for tomorrow for Leticia's trial. Let's see. I'm going to put the link in there. And if you are in any kind of true crime groups or forums or message boards or anything covering this, and you'd like to share out our live stream, let people know that it's a nicer chat to speak in with people that understand trials and things, that would be very appreciated. I'm going to put the link over here. For the whole timeline for Gannon Stauch? Yeah, hang on. Let's see. Okay, January 27th is when she reported him missing. January 27th is also when they went on that when the security camera footage caught them getting in the Al's red truck and then coming home, where they thought Gannon didn't come home, but then they said he exited on the other side of the truck. Then later that night at 6:55 p.m., Leticia calls the El Paso County Sheriff's Office and says about a runaway child, that he didn't come home from a friend's house. And that was the start of this case. And Al was at a training in Oklahoma at the time. All right. And at 7:32 on the 27th, Gannon was entered into the state and national databases as an active runaway. Leticia said he was last seen between 3 and 4, and they didn't find anything on their initial search, officers. And then on the 28th, she goes to pick Al up in the Tiguan. Not to pick him up in the Tiguan. She goes to where she has to pick him up, which is the airport. And she leaves the Tiguan without telling him in the parking lot. She rents a Kia Rio, white I believe it was. Picks him up, tells him that the reason she's doing that is because she doesn't want to get too many miles on her car, which is a lease, and then, it'll be really bad. She'll owe money. Because that's what you're thinking about, like right when your son or your stepson is missing, you're worried about, let me see, if I'm worried about I'm going to put too many miles on the side, let me go create something else and I'll rent a car and stuff like that, right? Okay. Well, she tells Al that the car is at the school where she's teaching, but it wasn't there. He found out. She goes back on the 28th and picks up that Tiguan. That's when it's believed that she dumps the body, okay, on the 28th. Then on the 29th, she is supposed to be giving an interview, which she blew him off like crazy before, but she's late, 2 hours late. And they have footage of her at the car wash. She's washing her car. When she brings the Tiguan to the police station, it's got droplets of water on it. It's freshly washed. It was a dry day in Colorado. It's freshly washed. They're on to her. She gives that crazy interview, which we're going to see, and it ends with her going to the hospital. Then Harley and Janine, who Harley works for, pick her up. They bring her to Harley's house where they spend that night. Next day, the two of them go out in Harley's white Jetta. They go to Marshall's to get some things. When they're in Marshall's, the police come in. Okay, and she sees the police coming out. Leticia's coming out to Harley's car. Before she can get there, The police are saying, we got a search warrant, we got this, we got that. She's going, what? She's backing away. She starts to run the other direction. She throws the keys across the parking lot. Meanwhile, the officers have Harley. They think she had the keys in her purse. She doesn't. Harley's freaking out. Leticia's freaking out. They cuff them both. They got Leticia down on the ground cuffed. They have Harley cuffed. They sat her down, calmed down. Then her brother, Leticia's brother Dakota, along with his mother and his aunt, they flew in, from the Carolinas, go help her. And they rented 2 vehicles. The aunt did, a Nissan Altima and a cargo van. But then they get a hotel room, and Leticia takes off for a crazy amount of time in this Nissan Altima. Comes back. Nobody asks her where she's been or anything. Then the next day they go to get Leticia's stuff out of the house. They're packing that up. The brother says that everybody's looking and everything. But then the aunt's like, wait a minute, I want you to have your own van. So they have to go to the rental car place where they're trading vehicles off. And the brother sees Leticia like kind of struggling with this big green suitcase and says, do you need help with that? And she says, no. And he says, what do you have in there? And she says, softball equipment. Okay. After that, some number of family members leave that Ultima at the airport, and they fly back home. Leticia takes the cargo van. She ends up down in Florida, at Pace, Florida, at the Candlewood Suites. She also ends up on that overpass, throwing the suitcase with Gannon's remains down below. Then she motors on to Lake Buena Vista Disney World, and then back to South Carolina, and somehow this van ends up in Rhode Island, okay? On February 3rd, and then on the 31st, when they're packing up everything, because when they packed up the house, Leticia flags down a reporter and says, you didn't do that very fairly. He goes, you want to interview? And that's when she gave her back to the camera interview. February 3rd, the neighbor, Roderick, comes forward with that surveillance video. And at that time, only one person was returning home. Then the 4th Judicial District Attorney, Dan May, first goes on February 5th to the Stauch home. On February 13th, we start to get phone calls that were released from Al and Tisha, right? We heard those. And the search for Gannon on the 13th moved into Douglas County. On March 2nd, Leticia was arrested in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And on March 4th, Leticia was being transported back to Colorado, and she attacked a deputy and was being held in a Kansas jail because she tried to escape, attacked a deputy. Leticia arrives on March 5th in the Colorado Springs for her video advisement hearing. She appeared in El Paso County Courtroom on the 11th of March, formally charged in Gannon's death. On March 20th, I think some say the 17th, but March 20th, authorities announced they believe they found Gannon's remains in Florida and filed new charges against Leticia. On April 2nd, arrest papers in a murder case leaked, so her arrest affidavit leaked first before it came out early. Somebody on, who leaked it? Somebody read it, somebody leaked it. May 5th, a paralegal for the Brighton City Attorney's Office charged with a misdemeanor for allegedly leaking the Leticia Stauch arrest warrant. So it was a Brighton City Attorney's Office leaked it, and they leaked it onto a forum. It might be Reddit. May 19th, 2020, attorneys for Leticia file a motion to allow her to bond out of jail. June 4th, my birthday, 2020. News obtained second arrest affidavit, which revealed that Leticia allegedly concocted a plot to escape from jail. We went through that the other day, okay? She tried to break out of jail. see. And she was trying to see whether she'd fit through a window. She was trying to obtain a broom to break the glass, and she has new charges thanks to that. On January 19th of 2021, she started the second of 2 mental health evaluations to see if she was competent to stand trial. On February 26th of 2021, the judge agreed to let Leticia Stauch defend herself. On March 5th of 2021, Leticia represented herself in court for the first time. On April 8th of 2021, Leticia's jail library privileges were revoked after she reportedly refused twice to use her allotted times. May 3rd, 2021, the court announced through release of documents that Leticia will no longer be representing herself and she's going to get new public defenders. September 23rd of 2021, the judge ruled that there was sufficient evidence against Leticia to move the case to trial. February 11th of 2022, Leticia changes her plea from not guilty to not guilty by reason of insanity. The case was delayed so Leticia can be evaluated by the state hospital in Pueblo. July of 2022, after months of being told time for an evaluation was needed, the judge warns the defense that they have 4 more weeks to get it done or the state hospital will be required to explain the delay. August 9th, 2022, the judge held a hearing to discuss the results of Leticia's competency tests. The results were not read publicly, but they heard sane used in the courtroom in reference to the evaluation. The defense asked for a second evaluation and requested its own expert. September 16th, 2022, the judge grants a second evaluation. Leticia arrives to the hearing an hour late, prompting the judge to rule that all force reasonably necessary can be used to make sure she is in court on time. A new trial date was set for March of 2023 back in October 13th of 2022, and April 3rd, 2023, opening statements were started. Okay, so that's where you are. You're welcome. And tomorrow we'll see what tomorrow brings, but I think I'm going to end the broadcast here tonight. I do thank you all for coming in, and yeah, we'll take it tomorrow. And I will be in the chat with you guys, except like I said, I had to have a meeting with Google, and then I have my grief therapy. Okay? So I will see you guys tomorrow. God bless. Prayers for all that need them. Everybody take it easy. Be good. Love you guys. Goodbye. Thank you for coming. Please hit the likes on the way out. Like I said, there's the link. If you belong to any groups or anything and you want to share our video, that would be very much appreciated. All right. Barb says, why did she leave the house? Yeah, well, when Landon came and then Al was really upset about the car because she lied to him about the Tiguan, Barb. And then she didn't like that Landon was at the house and that suspicion was coming around her because she was lying. She didn't like any of that. So, yeah, that's... And then plus they wanted everyone to leave because then they realized, the house is a crime scene now. It's not a missing person. It's not anything like that. It's not a runaway kid. Hi, little lady. Good night, everybody. Hope to see you tomorrow.